we actually start to die.
Yes.
And I'm not a church historian or a church authority. I'm a ordained minister, yes.
Yes.
And I look at the church from all the years that I've been a part of the church, and I see things in the church that I do not like. And that's what I call it. Right now, we are at ease. We did run well, but there's a lot of things that have hindered us.
Hindered us, yes.
And so now,
I told the church on Sunday that we have the form of godliness. We've reached that point that Paul tells Timothy to expect.
okay,
The last days, when there is a form of godliness. Now, define that word form, which means we have all of the appearances of being godly. We do the right routine associated with it, but ain't no power there.
If I recall correctly, the word talks about the wheat and the tares growing together.
Yes,
And say, at the day of harvest, you should separate the two.
Yes.
And I think the term is darnel. The darnel grows with the wheat.
Yes.
And it looks just like the wheat.
Yep.
And so there are persons who look just like Christians,
Yes.
but they really aren't.
Yes.
And the way you can really tell is by the works they do. Do they display Christ in their lives?
Yes.
Are they maturing from year 1 to year 5? There are some persons you look at, in 2010 they were one way, and in 2016 they really haven't changed.
Yes.
And I say to myself, how is it that if a baby stays at one size, one weight, for 5 years, you'll say something is wrong with that child, correct?
Yep. Looking for help.
The whole nature of God is for things to grow. If you are a Christian and you are not moving, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're a tear. You're not a wheat, you're a tear. And that's where we find ourselves. A lot of people call themselves, I'm a child of God, but their actions, their belief, their state of growth does not show it.
As I remember that text in vividly, the disciples said, let's give us an opportunity to pull them up. Just release us so we can pull them up. Jesus said, you can't tell the difference. Leave it alone.
It's the Holy Spirit's job to search the hearts of men and say whether or not they're connected
to where they are supposed to be. You took, you said you had a photographer that followed you around.
Yes.
And we've got some stuff that we'd like to show of some of that, of your trip.
Now, shall I narrate?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is the flyer that we used for the summit. This flyer was plastered all over Monrovia, Margibi County, Bong County, Bombay County, so many areas where we went to.
Now, this says it's a Lateran mission.
Yes.
International.
Lateran Mission is the church in Liberia that is pastored by Pastor Titus Cheeks.
Okay, so is it connected to Lateran Abaco?
No, it's not.
So that just happens to be the church you came out of while you were here in Abaco, Lateran.
Yes, sir. With Apostle Archer.
With Apostle Archer,
no,
okay.
There is no connection.
No connection, okay.
But the connection was made while I attended Lateran here in Abaco with Apostle Archer.
Okay, all right.
And this is on the 8th of February. This is at the Lateran Mission, and Pastor Cheeks is the one who's standing. And these are the zonal leaders. These persons came together from all the various counties to sit and hear about firsthand what it is that I was going to be talking with all the attendees about. It was an awesome meeting.
The leaders.
Yes.
These were like little provincial leaders.
Church leaders, as well as leaders of pastoral networks.
Okay.
Yes. And this is the first day. We went to Painesville. This was our first stop. Bishop Edward Reuben Logan is the leader of the Painesville zone. And this was his church where we had our first session. And, you know, I'm looking rather shiny there. And because...
No air condition, eh?
My brother, the heat in Liberia is off the chain. When I tell you, the sun shines in the nighttime there, past Dr. Mills. The sun shines in the nighttime. That's just how hot it is.
Really?
I used to take a towel with me, and I would wipe my face.
Were you overdressed?
They told me I had to wear, I had to dress the part. Oh, my friend. And dressing the part, it was so hot. There was a time I took my jacket off, and I don't, if we get to that picture, you'll see me drenched. When I say drenched, I mean totally drenched. I was wet beyond compare.
And this one here?
This one here, this is Pastor Titus Cheeks. He's the Life Enhancement Summit County Chairman. So he heads all of the activities in Liberia. And this man is a very, very gifted logistician and organizer. He is able to bring together independent pastors, church networks, ministerial networks. I mean,
boy, that's lacking in the Bahamas.
When I tell you,
that is lacking.
Dr. Mills, there are literally hundreds of churches that are waiting to see what happens with me here in the Bahamas and the next move. And I sit down and I say to myself, Lord, what can I do? I'm only one person. I'm not even a pastor of a church.
Did they know of the Bahamas?
Guess what? I am, according to their records and their knowledge, I am the first Bahamian to have ever gone to Liberia on a mission, a summit, anything like that.
Really?
Now, I stand
according to their records.
Yes, according to their records, I stand to be corrected. But the first time the Bahamas has ever kissed Liberia was when I went there in February and March of 2016. Wow. I felt honored by that.
Wow.
I mean, I was amazed.
You got to carry your television station with you next time. My goodness.
Let me say this. I truly feel that the opportunities for Bahamians to impact Liberia is tremendous.
Yes.
There are pastors, apostles, bishops, and other people here in the Bahamas who have gifts, talents, and abilities that far exceed this country.
Yes.
They just need an opportunity to go out there and impact someone, show their talent and ability. I got that opportunity in February and March. And my friend, I got an email from one of the bishops just the other day. He said, Pastor Bain, you don't know what you've done in Liberia. You've caught a fire in us. And I'm not just talking independent churches. We have pastoral networks who are now working together towards the common goal. And I laid out a certain plan that I indicated to them. They listened to the plan, it made sense to them, and they are now connected towards moving it forward.
You need to lay that plan out for us in Abaco. All right, let's go on with your slide.
So this is Bishop Edward Reuben Logan. He's the zonal leader for Painesville. This is Pastor Divine Tia. He is one of the leaders in the Painesville zone as well. Very strong brother. Quick story about Pastor Divine Tia. The height of spiritual attack in Liberia during the summit was high. Pastor Divine Tia's mother, about 10 days into the trip, she collapsed. Healthy woman, bam, fall down, collapsed. Within 3 days, she was dead. Dr. Mills, a portion of the things that we were doing in Liberia was something called spiritual mapping. Spiritual mapping looked into the topography spiritually of Liberia. You know, with topography, you could look at the terrain of a certain area and you lay out a map. So you can move from Crown Haven to Dundas Town, and it shows you how to take a road to get from A to B. So spiritually, we're able to actually map out through spiritual mapping where the enemy's kingdoms are, where his layers are, who's in authority there. And we took that. We spiritually mapped certain areas in Liberia, and we prayed earnestly against it. My friend, as we prayed earnestly against it, it was like hitting a hornet's nest with a stick. The demons came up. His mother died 3 days later. And there's some other things that happened. In Kakata, Margibi County, the pastor of the church, he hosted us there.
So did you attend the funeral?
No, I didn't attend. I was not able to attend the funeral. We were in
I wanted to know what that was like.
Yeah, I would have loved to, but I was not able to. But when we were in Kakata, Margibi, we did spiritual mapping there. It was so intense to the point the next day we came, everyone had long faces. We were wondering, what happened? What's happening? Finally, someone comes to the car and says to us, this morning, the pastor's 5-year-old son passed away.
Wow.
Dr. Mills, healthy young boy. He ate whatever they ate the night before. Everyone ate it, so if it was poison, everyone should have died. But for whatever reason, this young man passed away. We attributed it to the spiritual mapping and the spiritual, interaction we were taking there in Liberia. We were taking and reclaiming territory spiritually.
Yes.
And the enemy was not happy with that. There's some other things that happen, and if I get a chance to, I'll say it, but we can move through the photos as well.
Awesome.
That's a school there. They're on a dirt floor. If you could see the roof is a tin roof.
Yes, see that.
Remember the corrugated tin
Yes,
we used to use as roofing?
From that heat.
Okay, they're in an oven.
Yes.
Basically, they're in an oven.
How could they learn?
Well, they're trying their best. The linoleum that you would use on the floor, see, that's what's actually making the walls there. And the frame, the wood is just framed.
Yes.
So all the noise from around is disturbing them. Yet these children try to do their best to learn as much as they can.
Wow.
They need libraries in Liberia. They need educational resources, and that's one of the primary things I'm looking to be able to accomplish. I want to be able to galvanize support from the east, west, north, and south. Books that can help pastors in their spiritual growth, books that can help school children right here, and even orphans. Dr. Mills, the civil war in Liberia left thousands, hundreds of thousands of orphans. But 13 years onward now, those orphans would have grown up and they can kind of defend for themselves. But the Ebola outbreak of 2015, my friend, hundreds of thousands of young children are now orphans because of that.
Wow.
Ebola hit the adults greater than it hit the children. And right now there are pastors in Liberia who are running orphanages basically. Pastor Cheeks, my host, he has 30 people in his compound. He feeds and takes care of 30 people. He gets $150 every month. Wow. I say, how do you survive? He say, well, you know, people from time to time bring food or rice or coal. They cook with coal. And these things, you know, to kind of help us along.
What do you mean they cook with coal? Outside?
Yeah.
And make a fire?
They make a fire. Every meal that I had was cooked on a coal, they make a little stove.
Yes, and they
iron.
Yeah, I know.
And they put the coal under it.
Yeah.
Every meal that I had.
So no propane and...
No. Dr. Mills, if pastors get an opportunity to go, the next time I go, if there are pastors who are interested and they say, Reverend Bain, we'd like to go. And I say, okay, this is what's required. And they get a chance to go over there. I think some of them will mourn to see the state of how the people live.
You know, there ain't no limousine picking you up and no penthouse suites. You ain't get many.
Limousine?
You ain't get many who can't get the penthouse suite.
Well, if they're looking for those kind of niceties, they won't find it there. And so don't bother to even contact.
Yeah.
If you have a heart for mission, if you have a heart to impart what God has given to you for others out there, then contact. Make contact with me, we'll discuss it, and then we can prepare to move on.
Without an honorarium.
Guess what? I spoke, my friend, the Lord, he had me on a spiritual marathon.
Listen,
I spoke almost every day.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you the list of persons who gonna come to pursue this is gonna be small.
That's fine with me.
There ain't no honorarium here.
When I spoke to one church, I got an honorarium of 1,000 Liberian dollars. Do the math, 90 to 1. That's about $10. The other church, I got an honorarium of about, I think it was about 2,500 Liberian dollars, which was a great honorarium from them.
Yes.
It's about $24. I didn't go there for no honorarium. The Lord said to me, he impressed upon me, do this.
Yes.
Push my word.
Yes.
And I went for that.
Yes.
I didn't look to get any money. But I'm grateful for the Lord for how they said thank you.
Yes.
They said thank you in these kinds of things.
Yes.
In this kaftan that I'm wearing now.
Yes.
And other gifts. And the thing is, Dr. Mills, my wife didn't even go. But my wife got more gifts than I even got.
Really?
I said, how could this be?
I see you wearing your African print.
Yes. This is called a kaftan. The material is called bazan. It looks like plastic.
Okay.
But it's actual, it's an actual material.
Yeah.
And guess what, Dr. Mills? They gave me a gift, and I want to be able to present to you this gift from Liberia.
What is this? Oh, yeah.
To Dr. Mills.
Look at that. I want to look like I'm going back home with this.
This is made of country cloth, it's called.
Wow.
All the chiefs of the villages wear this.
Only the chiefs?
Only the chiefs wear this.
And you putting the chief garment on me? You trying to make me feel extra special? Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that. The chief garment. Boy, oh boy.
And you see businessmen walking with this in the banks with their briefcase, their hands, and they're wearing this, this country cloth, and it's a tunic made of country cloth, they call it. So, and this is for your kindness, really.
Thank you so much.
Showing us the kindness to be able to talk about these kinds of things.
Yes.
And to be able to present it to the nation.
Well, man, I'm reduced to humility on that. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Yes. So let's talk a little bit more about what this. You talked about the corrugated roof, and this is a church service.
Well, yeah, this is Painesville Zone's church. Again, corrugated roof.
Yes.
They use the wood from the forest, like the pine.
Yes, we see that there.
And they were attentive, Dr. Mills. When I tell you, as I started to talk about common unity, common knowledge, and common wealth, these people were literally transfixed. And as they looked at me with like a confused look, deep thought. And I said to myself, I wonder if they're understanding me. So I asked the question. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? They said, yes, we do. You speak very clearly, because they speak English.
Yes,
okay? They speak English, they speak very clearly. And as they were talking to me, they said, you speak very, very clearly. It is just that what I was saying to them, it seemed to strike a chord.
Okay.
It struck a chord with the bishops, the pastors, the leaders, as well as those persons who were lay members, and also persons who came to observe.
Now, a Whitney Bain would not get past the threshold of the doors in the Bahamas with this, because it don't have no, you know, you're not hooping, you're not hollering, and that. You know.
If we are to move forward as a nation, we need to listen. We need to sit, listen, absorb, and take action.
Yes.
Execute, move forward.
Yes.
Maybe this would be appreciated by some persons, I don't know. In some quarters, it wouldn't.
I'm hearing you, because I could suspect, I could feel that you come into a place and you making a presentation, you know, typical Bahamian. Boy, said church was dead today. Well, I know my people.
Yeah, I know. And I can switch on the whooping and the hollering. I've done it before.
When you go to a place like this,
yes,
you get 100% of the people leaving inspired.
I never spoke so much in all my life. These people literally sucked everything out of me.
Yes.
When I came back, I had to take a week off. I asked Bishop Saunders, I say, please, give me some time to rest. So a week, I slept sometimes 10 hours, some days.
Really?
I was that drained. Drained, but fulfilled.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord, Dr. Mills. I was so thankful for the Lord providing the opportunity for this to happen.
You see yourself fulfilling what Jesus said, go you into all the world? You
realize that's the mandate for everyone, right?
Yes.
Not just individual
not just
persons.
Pastors. Not just pastors.
No, everyone.
Everyone.
And the world at that time was only a certain geographical area. But the world presently is a huge area.
Well, that's why Paul took and sailed.
Right.
He sailed.
And if we are comfortable with just dealing with our neighborhood and no one else, we rob the world of the gift that's within us. We rob the world. We could do so much. We can make so much of an impact. Do you realize, Dr. Mills, when I was there, I went to Bomi in Cape Mount County. And after the first half of the day, there were observers from Sierra Leone who were told about this summit. And they came from Sierra Leone, a neighboring country, to hear what was happening. After the first half of the day, the first portion, I outlined what it is that we were looking to accomplish. They pulled me around, they gathered the chairs in a circle, and they said to me, we need this in Sierra Leone. How can we get this in Sierra Leone?
Yes.
And I said to them, allow me to establish this in Liberia first. Let the model grow and cement itself. And then I can move on to Sierra Leone. The next day, we were in Kekata Margibi County. After the second day, a gentleman walks up to me from Guinea, another neighboring country. We need this in Guinea. Wow. I told him, speak to Gaban Wosibo, who is the leader. of the Kakata Margibi County. I said, speak to him, we'll see how we can work that out.
So do you see Whitney Bain as a prophet raised up for Africa?
Beyond that, this is my answer to your question. Beyond that, Uganda is now calling. Kenya is now calling. South America is on the table. Nigeria is on the table. So not necessarily just Africa. Here I am, Lord, send me. The model of common unity, common knowledge, and commonwealth is something that's befitting communities and nations who can actually benefit from coming together, moving towards a single common goal, and everyone benefiting.
But this is something, Brother Bain, you tried to speak about 4.5 years ago here in Abaco.
Yeah.
And couldn't get through the door.
No.
It's the very same thing.